Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This chapter begins with a statement by Shukadev Goswami, Sri Shuka Vacha. So in Bhagavatam we are reminded that there are so many conversations being referred to by the author Vyasadeva. If you remember, Vyasadeva began by describing some sages assembled in the holy place called Naimisharanya. They were headed by Shaunaka Rishi, and they were performing a 1,000-year sacrifice. And that sacrifice was, what kind of sacrifice? Deva Yajna, Rishi Yajna, Bhuta Yajna. Which type of sacrifice was it? Loudly. Sacrifice of hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord. What is that called? Sankirtan Yajna. Why the name Sankirtan Yajna is not coming out of your mouth? So, that conversation is the beginning of the description of the Bhagavatam by Vyasadeva. Now, in that conversation, the sages of Naimisharanya ask in the beginning of the Bhagavatam 6 questions. Sutta Goswami answers those 6 questions. But they say we are not satisfied. Similar to what Vidura is telling here to Maitreya. I am not satisfied yet with hearing the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. So then, Sutta Goswami, who is expert in narrating the Puranas and Itihasas. Sutta Goswami's father, Sutta Goswami's specific name, the one who is speaking to the sage Naimisharanya? No, he is Ugra Shrava Suta. He is the son of Romaharshana Suta. The son of Romaharshana Suta. Romaharshana Suta was the disciple of Vyasadeva. He is a disciple of Vyasa. Vyasa entrusted, he had many disciples. Vyasadeva had many disciples. He entrusted the responsibility of teaching and propagating the Vedas, the Vedic message, to different important disciples. Because he divided the Vedas into how many parts? 5 parts, not 4 parts. He divided the original Veda into 4, but he explained the Vedas in the form of the 5th Veda called the Puranas and Itihasas. So, he entrusted these 5 parts of the Vedas to 5 different disciples. If you refer the first canto, 4th chapter, There it is described. Those who have got the mobile phone with Bhagavatam loaded in it, open the first canto, 4th chapter of the Bhagavatam and tell me which sage was entrusted with Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda, and Puranas and Itihasas, the 5th Veda. Paila Rishi, Rig Veda. Paila Rishi was entrusted with Rig Veda. Then Jaimini Rishi with Samaveda. Then Vaishampayan Rishi with Yajurveda. So Rig Veda, Paila Rishi, Samaveda, Jaimini Rishi, and Yajurveda, Vaishampayan Rishi. Then Atharvaveda, Angira. Angira Rishi was entrusted with Atharva Veda. Who was entrusted with Puranas and Itihasas, the 5th Veda? Romaharshana Sutta. And how does Ugrashrava Sutta describe him? My father, Romaharshana Sutta, was entrusted with the Puranas and Itihasas, the 5th Veda. So Ugrashrava Sutta, the son of Romaharshana Sutta, had learnt from Romaharshana Sutta, his father, who had learned from Vyasadeva, the Puranas and Itihasas. Therefore, Ugrashrava Sutta was chosen by the sages Naimisharanya to recite the Srimad Bhagavatam. But the Bhagavatam recitation did not directly begin, oh, now I am going to narrate the Bhagavatam, or recite the Bhagavatam. No. When Ugrashrava Sutta saw the eagerness of the sages Naimisharanya to hear about Krishna, then he decided that he is going to speak the Srimad Bhagavatam, because there are 18 Puranas, not one. So out of the 18, why did he select particularly Bhagavata Purana? Because Yatkrita Krishna Samprashno Yenatma Suprasidati. All of you are very inquisitive to hear about Krishna. Your questions pertain to Krishna. Particularly, which was a question which pertained to Krishna, the first 6 questions? If you remember the first 6 questions in the beginning of the Bhagavad. For what purpose did the Supreme Lord appear as Krishna, as the son of Devaki and Vasudeva? Specifically, they are asking about Krishna. So, in response to that, Sutta Goswami, before he even begins to answer, he says, your questions are of the type that can completely satisfy the soul. Munaya sadhu prishtoham bhavadbhir lokamangalam yat krita krishna samprashno yenatma suprasidati. Questions of this kind pertaining to specifically Krishna can completely satisfy the soul, are meant for the welfare of the entire world. Lokamangalam. Sadhu Prishtoham, these are the most appropriate inquiries. Because a sadhu, a sage, he lives for the welfare of the others, other people. Not for keeping his own body healthy, not for eating nicely so that he can enjoy life without any disease. No. A sage has dedicated his life for the welfare of others. Then what welfare activity does he do? How many hospitals has he opened? How many free schools has he started? How many Annadan Kendra is he operating? Not even one. Then what welfare activity is he doing? Yat krita Krishna samprashno yenatma suprasidati bhavadbhir lokamangalam. Such inquiries, such discussions, such hearing and chanting about the glories of the Lord, Krishna, are meant for the welfare of the world. They are meant for welfare of the world. Sankirtan Yajna purifies the whole world. How does it purify the whole world? What does a vibration do? It purifies the ether of what? What is there in the ether that is contaminating? Huh? Sound. What kind of sound? It is not sound that is contaminating. Huh? No. What is contaminated in ether? Sinful reactions. Sinful reactions. So, Sankirtan Yajna, the sound vibration of the holy name, purifies the ether of sinful reactions. In Kali Yuga, the atmosphere is surcharged with sinful reactions. Of what kind? Particularly 4. Illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, intoxication. Yes, so many advertisements, so many shops, so many people engaged in such activities. All this is polluting the atmosphere. As soon as one liquor shop is opened, so much sinful reactions are there in the atmosphere. What is that? Inviting people, come, enjoy. Of course, the ones who are habituated to enjoying drinking, they will anyway go. They don't require any advertisement. They'll go searching. But there are others who are not yet, become sinful like that. Them also they want to pull. They want to increase the business. So, this sinful atmosphere can be purified by Sankirtan Yajna. Prabhupada says one place, why these demons are against the devotees? Because devotees are constantly purifying the sinful atmosphere by their devotional activities. And the demons find that it is becoming increasingly difficult to indulge in sinful activities. Because if more and more Sankirtan spreads, more and more liquor shops will close down. Then the demons say, oh, I have to walk so far. I have to go so many miles for purchasing liquor. So that's why the demons are against the devotees. So this Sankirtan Yajna is Loka Mangalam because it purifies the atmosphere of sinful reactions. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur clarified this, that his guru, Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj, he was sitting in one place and chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. So what welfare activity, what good he is doing to the world? So he said, by sitting in one place and chanting Hare Krishna, my Guru Maharaj is purifying the whole universe, because his chanting is very powerful. He is a pure devotee of Krishna. So, even a pure devotee is chanting Hare Krishna sitting in one place. Haridas Thakur, towards the end of his life, he was sitting in one place and chanting 3 lakh names of Krishna. By that he was purifying the whole atmosphere of Kali Yuga, especially Kali Yuga. So, that is why the sages decided to inquire about Krishna. And Suta Goswami decided to speak about Bhagavata. But while he was about to begin speaking Bhagavatam, what he had heard from Shukadeva Goswami, when Shukadeva Goswami is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. Before that, the sage said, wait. Before you begin telling us the Bhagavatam, tell us, how did Vyasadeva get the inspiration to compile this Bhagavatam? What period did he take up? When was it taken up? For what purpose did he compile the Bhagavatam? So in that, what is obvious is, Bhagavatam is special. It's a special Purana. It's different from all other Puranas. And what is the reason why Vyasadeva compiled the Bhagavatam? So that is explained in the later chapters by Suta Goswami. The dissatisfaction of Vyasadeva after having compiled all the other Vedic literatures. And Narada Muni instructed him to compile the Bhagavatam. Vyasadeva compiled the Bhagavatam and taught it to his son Shukadeva Goswami. So immediately the sages Naimisharanya, they're telling, why did Shukadeva Goswami have to study the Srimad Bhagavatam under his father? He was a liberated soul. Liberated soul has no need to study any Vedic literature. Because the goal of the Vedic literature study generally is how to get liberation from material bondage. He is already a liberated soul. What's the need for him to study the Vedic literature? So, then Suta Goswami says one very important verse in the Bhagavad that is explained in 61 different ways by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sanatana Goswami. Atma Rama verse. That even though liberated souls are not interested in hearing the Vedic literature, because they are already liberated, even the liberated souls are attracted to hear about Krishna, because Krishna has got transcendental qualities which are attractive to everyone, including liberated souls. Krishna has got transcendental qualities. Itham bhuta guno harihi. Guna, his transcendental qualities are wonderful. They are attractive even to the liberated souls. Atma Ramasya Munayo Nirgrantha Apyurukrame Kurvanti Ahaitukim Bhaktim Itham Bhuta Guno Harihi. So like this, the conversation goes on, and at the end of first canto, he describes the arrival of Shukadeva Goswami into the assembly where Parikshit Maharaj is retired. Because the sages ask, tell us something about Parikshit Maharaj. We have heard he was a great devotee of the Lord. His birth and activities are extraordinary. So briefly, Suta Goswami describes Parikshit Maharaj's birth and activities. Mainly he comes to the portion where Shukadeva Goswami recites the Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. That comes at the end of the first canto, 19th chapter, appearance of Shukadeva Goswami. Second canto onwards, the description of Shukadeva Goswami's answers to Parikshit Maharaj's questions with regard to the Bhagavatam. Now Shukadeva Goswami, in answer to Parikshit's questions, refers to other conversations that were held previously between devotees, between great sages. So one of the conversations Shukadeva Goswami refers is the conversation between Maitreya and Vidura. So therefore, in this portion of the description, there will be conversations between Shukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. There will be conversations between Vidura and Maitreya. There will be conversations between the sages of Naimisharanya and Sutta Goswami. You don't have to become confused who's speaking what. You focus on the subject matter of the glories of the Supreme Lord. So therefore, the focus is brought, even though here there is description by Shukadeva Goswami that after hearing from the great sage Maitreya about the Lord's incarnation as Varaha, see, the subject matter is made interesting. It's not that I'm going to narrate to you the pastimes of the Lord 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's not like that. It is always prompted by certain questions which leads to further discussion. More. So there is no saturation in hearing. They are going to sit and hear how long? The sage Naimisharanya. 1,000 years they are going to sit and hear the glories of the Supreme Lord and His devotees, His activities, His pastimes, His qualities, His paraphernalia, His abode, His devotees, His creation. They're going to hear 1,000 years. So that is not simply 1,000 years going to go on speaking and everybody gradually will go to sleep. No. They're very alert, they're very attentive. Even as he is speaking, immediately they'll ask a question in between. Like he is about to speak the Bhagavatam. Wait. Before you speak Bhagavatam, please wait. We got to ask you something else. Even as he is narrating the background for the Bhagavatam, something about Shukadeva Goswami, something about Parikshit Maharaj, something about Vyasadeva, they've asked questions. So when he told Shukadeva Goswami he studied Bhagavatam, wait a minute. How come you say he studied Bhagavatam? He's already liberated. Why did he study Bhagavatam? So these questions are making the conversation very interesting. Very interesting. It's an interesting question. Why did he study the Bhagavatam? There is no need for it. So any question asked increases the interest of the hearers to know specifically certain glories of the Lord. All answers lead to glorification of Krishna. That's all. That's the nature of the Bhagavatam, particularly the Bhagavatam. So here, the question that is, the information before, without the Parikshit asking the question in between, Shukadeva Goswami is telling, Vidura asked a question from Maitreya. That also makes it interesting to hear. What was Vidura's question? First of all, Vidura said, I am not yet satisfied by hearing about your description of the incarnation of the Lord as Varaha. So he inquired about further transcendental activities of the Lord. What was his inquiry? I've heard by disciplic succession that Hiranyaksha, the original demon, was killed by the Lord in his form as Varaha. You never said anything about him killing this demon. You just mentioned he lifted the earth which was submerged because Swayambhuva Manu wanted to populate the earth planet with human beings, with Manushya. So he found the earth, which is a place for residence, he submerged in the ocean. So the Lord came and lifted. But what about his killing? Hiranyaksha, you never told anything about that. So Prabhupada clarifies, the Varaha incarnation appeared in 2 millenniums. What does millennium refer to here? Manvantara. Millennium is a common word that's used for Yuga, that's used for Manvantara, that's used for day of Brahma. Because in English there is no separate word available like that. In Sanskrit there are different words. Yuga, Kalpa, Manvantara, like that. Different words are available. So in the Swayambhava Manvantara, Swayambhava Manu was the Manu, occupying the post of Manu. In the first Manvantara of this day of Brahma, 14 Manvantaras are there. So Swayambhava Manvantara was the first Manvantara in this day of Brahma. Chakshusha Manvantara is which Manvantara? Sixth Manvantara. We are now in the seventh Manvantara. It's called Vaivasvata Manvantara. Vaivasvata Manvantara referred to in the Bhagavad Gita. Vaivasvata Manu is referred in the Bhagavad Gita. Which verse? Imam vivasvate yogam proktavanaham avyayam vivasvan manave praha. Vivasvan, the sun god, spoke to his son Vaivasvata Manu, the same science of Bhagavad Gita, science of yoga, which Krishna spoke to the sun god Vivasvan. Anyway, so the first and the sixth Manvantaras, the Lord appeared as Varaha twice. In the first millennium, he appeared to lift the earth on the prayer of Brahma, and his color was white color, Shveta Varaha. This Kalpa, this day of Brahma is called Shveta Varaha Kalpa, because at the beginning of this day of Brahma, the Lord appeared as Shveta Varaha, white complexion boar. So that's why this Kalpa is called Shveta Varaha Kalpa. Chakshusha Manvantara, he appeared as a boar in the red color. Red color. And in this Chakshusha Manvantara, he killed the Hiranyaksha, original demon. Hiranyaksha, he was killed in the Chakshusha Manvantara when the Lord appeared in his red color. So two different boar incarnations are described. One is already over description. Now the second one will begin. The background for this is the birth of Hiranyaksha. And that birth of Hiranyaksha happened because of pregnancy of Diti in the evening at a wrong time. If pregnancy happens in the wrong time, then demons are born. Pregnancy happens in the right time, then demigods are born. Divine natured persons and demoniac natured persons. So, the description will be given in the later verses. So that's why this chapter is entitled Pregnancy of Diti in the Evening. Any questions? Yeah. Ugrashwara Sutta? In the first canto, his name is mentioned. Huh? Balaram? Balaram was touring when the battle of Kurukshetra was going on. He didn't want to participate, take either side. So he decided to go on tour, pilgrimage. And he came to Naimisharanya, where Romarchana Sutta was speaking to the sages about Puranas and Itihasas. And then Balaram was not properly respected by Romarchana Sutta. Everybody else stood up in respect except Romarchana Sutta, thinking, I am sitting on the Vyasasana, I don't have to get up. He was so puffed up. Sitting as a representative of Vyasadeva, he is to be offered respect, which is due to Vyasadeva. But when the Supreme Personality of Godhead comes, everybody has to offer the Supreme Lord respect. Everybody has to offer respect, including Romarchana Sutta. So he did not stand up. What did Vyasadeva do when Narada Muni came to his ashram? Immediately stood up and worshipped Narada. See? Vyasadeva himself is the incarnation of God for the purpose of compiling the Vedic literature. He is standing up and he offered respect to Narada like it is offered to Brahma, the creator of the whole universe, the leader of all the demigods. Like that, he offered respect, he worshipped him. So this Romarshana Sutta was puffed up with false prestige. So Balaram wanted to show mercy. So what did he do? Took one blade of grass and just touched his neck here. Immediately, Romarshana Sutta died on the spot. Immediately killed. Then the sages said, oh, this is very, very bad. Because he was narrating to us the Puranas and Itihasas. So now who will do that? So then Balaram said, his son, first class devotee, he will narrate to you. So then the sages invited Romarshana Sutta's son, Ugrashrava Sutta, to sit on the Vyasasana and speak on the Puranas and Itihasas. Continue to speak, actually. So he continued to speak. Okay, any other question? Yes, Mataji. Yeah, one place it is said that the Lord appears in specific colors in specific yugas. There's a description. In Satya Yuga he appeared in white color. In Treta Yuga he appeared in red color. In Dwapara Yuga appeared in black color. And in Kali Yuga he appears in yellow color. Though this is said, sometimes the Lord comes in a different color than all these four colors. Rama, which color did he appear? Green color. So the Lord can appear in any color, he can appear at any time. Because whenever the Lord appears, all the planets will be in the most auspicious position in order to welcome the Lord to this world. Therefore, when the Lord's horoscope is made at the time and place of his appearance, oh, what a wonderful birth chart it is. Everything is auspicious, 100%. There's no trace of any inauspiciousness. That is only possible for the Supreme Lord, nobody else. So the Lord appears in any color, but generally these four yugas, the Yugavatara, appears in specific colors. Yugavatara appears in specific colors for specific purposes. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in yellow color. Krishna appeared in, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in which yuga? Kali Yuga. Krishna appears in Dwapara Yuga. When Garga Muni was performing the name-giving ceremony of Krishna and Balaram in Nanda Maharaja's house, at the time he said, this child, referring to Krishna, has appeared in earlier millenniums, earlier yugas, in different colors. There's a specific verse about that. Idanim Krishnatam Gataha. He has appeared in white, red and yellow in previous yugas. So Acharyas explain, white color he has appeared in previous Satya Yuga, red color in previous Treta Yuga, and yellow color in previous Kali Yuga. These yugas keep coming in cycles. In every day of Brahma, 1,000 cycles. In every Manvantara, 71 cycles of these yugas. So, the avatara for the particular yuga appears in a specific color. That is significance of the color. But may appear in a different color also. May appear in a different color also. Any other question? Huh? Mood of Radharani, yeah. Why? Why did he? Jagai Madai. Because he is the Supreme Lord Krishna and his favorite weapon is Sudarshana Chakra. And through using Sudarshana Chakra also, he delivers those who are fallen, those who are sinful, those who are demoniac. He delivers them. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to deliver one way, Nityananda Prabhu said deliver him another way. Huh? Mood of Radharani when it comes to certain activities. He is Krishna. Combined form of Radha and Krishna. Combined form of Radha and Krishna. So sometimes he exhibits the mood of Radharani in certain activities. Certain activities he exhibits the mood of Krishna. So both he exhibits. Sometimes he exhibits the mood of a devotee even. Because he has come to preach. As a pure devotee Acharya, he has come to preach about Sankirtan Yajna. So you find his activities in the mood of a pure devotee Acharya, in the mood of a Krishna himself, in the mood of Radharani. So these are all different moods in which the same Supreme Lord appearing in his form as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, extraordinary incarnation. He performs varied activities, many different activities. Okay, I'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.